Morning Coffee with Cliff. We are in session, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Getting ready to do a podcast this morning. I have a great guest coming on this morning. She has a new business, I guess you would call it, Loving Through the Storm. And she helps people going through breakups in their relationship due primarily to the effects of antidepressants, SSRIs. I can't remember. I remember a few years ago, as little as 1 year ago, I didn't think I would be an expert knowing what the hell SSRI stood for. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. And wow, that's a whole other segment, and it'll be being recorded today when I have Sabrina Lane on my podcast. I like going live in the vertical mode of YouTube. I actually connect with more people going live in this format. I know YouTube pushes shorts to a lot of people, so I get to connect with people who aren't already subscribed. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'm glad you're here. Morning Coffee with Cliff Yates. I'm glad you're here. Listen, I keep saying that. A lot of times in this format, I repeat myself because I know people are jumping in and out of the shorts feed. And that's okay because I tend to connect with people all over the world. Last week, I connected with people from Italy, Germany, actually Korea, and India, and definitely a lot of people in Arkansas. Would we hit Alaska? And so I never know, but I'll tell you, it's very, very, boosts my spirit just to connect with people from different walks of life and cultures and different countries. All right, everybody. Maybe I'll talk a little bit this morning about the podcast that I recorded last night. And I had to do a little research on it, and I liked it. And the title of the podcast was Gray Ambition. That's me, everybody, Gray Ambitious. And I hope you are too. Let me know in the chat. Maybe you're gray ambitious. Maybe you're over the age of 60 and you have goals and dreams for future achievement. Let me know what they are. Let me know where you are in the world. Fortune favors the bold. Be bold. Jump on the chat this morning. Good coffee. I'm in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York. Let me know where you are. Looking to connect with more people this morning who are really, maybe it touches their heart and soul to think about how we can get better every day in every way than we were yesterday. That's kind of my mantra, my mission in life. Bring people up and together and try to be continually growing. If we're not growing, we're dying, everybody. So we always want to be in a constant state of learning and growing, becoming more. Not necessarily getting more, but becoming more. All right, good to see. Let's have a few more thousand people jump in here, everybody. I'm Cliff Yates, retired LA County Sheriff Sergeant, retired stand-up comedian. Can you imagine that? Those two jobs going together, they don't really fit. Actor, producer, now podcaster for many, many years, actually. And just someone who was interested and became interested in personal growth over 40 years ago. Why? Because of the way I ended up changing my thinking, which changed my whole life. And I thought, holy shit, I was the cause of my circumstances, but I was also the solution. And so I got hooked on, hey, what more can I do? What more can I become? How can I get better every day in every way? Hey, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'm glad you're stopping in here. I like going live in the vertical mode. I know it shows up in the shorts feed. And YouTube pushes it out there to a lot of people. So I've been connecting with people all over the world. And I'm in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York. I'm actually on a private island here, but with full Wi-Fi and full power, full electricity, full septic, all the comforts of home, but I'm on an island. Hey, you're in the right place, everybody. If you're into self-improvement, personal growth, or in any way that interests you, I'm glad you're here. Let me know in the world where you are from. Give me an opinion. Give me something here on comment session. I'll put you on the screen here. And hey, let's connect in a real raw way. As you know, when I do these morning sessions, if you've ever been here before, there is no green screen. There is no notes. There is no teleprompter. I like to keep it raw and real. There's too much fake bullshit out there in the world, too much AI-generated substance that, hey, we can't tell if we're being deceived or not. too many behind the camera people out there putting things out just for a monetary goal in mind. That's not me. I always want to be creating content that could be of value to you, because I know if I'm sharing great content that could be valuable to you, it's valuable to me. And selfishly, I've discovered a long time ago, you can't help somebody, you can't encourage somebody, you can't support somebody without doing the same for yourself. It comes back to you usually tenfold. Glad you're here, everybody. I'm Cliff Yates. You're in the right place. Morning Coffee with Cliff. A lot of people stopping by here, and I appreciate you. I was talking last night about gray ambition. I was talking about several stories. How about Colonel Harlan Sanders? You know, you've seen a KFC. Colonel Sanders, he had a restaurant, a roadside diner, and he failed. All right, age 65, found himself pretty much bankrupt, no money. He started going restaurant to restaurant trying to sell his fried chicken recipe, and he got no after no, slapped in the face with that shutting door. And you know what? A few years later, at 74, there were hundreds of KFC franchises. And you know what? You never know. Sometimes, hey, good morning to you. Who do we have here? I recognize that meme, that emblem. Hey, it's complex times 222. I'm glad hey, I love that. I think I said that before. Yeah, I love your profile shot there. Good morning to you. I was talking yesterday, I did a podcast on gray ambition. People who have great success, after 60. I even talked about one guy, probably one of the guys that I haven't researched him a lot, but the guy finally had a bestseller after decades of no rejections. He gets a best-selling book. He's 96 years old. And in fact, it said, when I looked him up, he wrote a book called The Invisible Wall. And even after he turned 100, he was still writing. I mean, unbelievable, right? That gives us all hope, right? Models that we can look after. People that have a great success after age 60. I don't know. I think it's phenomenal. It boosts my energy, my enthusiasm, my quest to achieve more, to become more than get more, because it's all possible. If we can fog up a mirror, we can actually do great things. But our culture, especially in American culture, seems to believe and act like, well, you know what? Ambition expires at a certain age. Hell no, it doesn't expire. It's bullshit. No, keep on going. I'm telling you right now, I am an example. I'm 68. I couldn't be more driven today than I was when I was 50. Actually, at age 50, 55, I was starting to slow down, become sluggish. I was at the end of my police career, poor diet, living habits, and boom, I turned that shit around. And I know you can too. Hey, thanks for checking in, everybody. I'm glad you're here. You're in the right place. If you haven't already, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Glad you're here. What do we got here? All right. Awesome. Never give up. That's right. Never give up. RRZ. Crazy. I actually talked. I'm glad you said never give up. And I'll tell you why. Oh, did I just cut off my camera? I think I did. I X'd out the comment and I changed the camera, but that's all right. That's just a technical difficulty. That's right. The elders, hey, have experience. They have wisdom, and they can use it to monetize their life for sure. But I'm glad you said never give up, because I told a story about Winston Churchill. I guess he gave a commencement speech. I think it was in Europe. And it was the shortest commencement speech in history. 9 words. But actually, it was only 3 words he repeated 3 times. He went up to the podium real slowly, took off his glasses, and then he addressed the crowd and he said, never give up. Never give up. Never give up. And then he put on his glasses, put his papers together, and then he walked off the stage. Winston Churchill, who became prime minister, he led Britain in World War II at 65 and 66. I had all these examples yesterday, and just talking about gray ambition, man. There's so many people, and I think I was just touching the surface on great achievements after age 60. And we can take examples. We can take lessons from all these people. Hey, I appreciate you. Elders. When are we elderly? I don't know what age is that? I guess it would be my age. I guess I would be considered, would I be considered elderly, I guess. I don't feel it. And I think it's because of my fitness regimen, and I'm constantly learning and reading. Yes, I look in the mirror and I realize, holy shit, I am 68. But, enthusiastic-wise, if that's proper English, probably not, energy-wise, ambition-wise, I feel 29 or 30, how I did then. I felt less motivated, inspired at 50, 55 than I do now. I think I actually feel more like I did when I was 29 or 30. I have that kind of energy, that kind of drive. You know what? I enjoy podcasting and sharing these kind of things and learning about these kind of things. This is what I read on a daily basis. And so that's why I share these kind of ideas and strategies and philosophies, because that's what I love. And I hope it shows through the camera. Might not be the most popular. I'm not getting millions of views, millions of subscribers, but the next quality subscriber is you. Boom, hit the button. Glad you're here. But that's okay. I'm going to go forward, never giving up. I know the value of what I create and what I share. I know how it's benefited me. And so I can be very, very sure in what I'm sharing and how I have filtered it through my life and the results that I've gotten. Of course, a lot of ideas that I share, they're not mine originally. They're either other people's, or a lot of times I'll look at, a modern day speaker, trainer, coach, and then I'll take those ideas and concepts and I research back and I find out, holy shit, this is actually something that was talked about 2,000 years ago. Maybe this is a concept. Wait a minute, they're putting it out there as their own, which is not. I'm okay with it, but I gotta deny that. Had a call come in, but I'm here with you. I'm totally present with you right now in this live broadcast. But I'm afraid I lost my train of thought. Oh, I know, a lot of ideas that are put out in present day. Actually, if you research it, these are concepts and philosophies that they are originated back in biblical days, maybe in the Bible, or maybe through philosophers, maybe Stoic philosophers, Stoicism, all these things I've studied. But I like to research back. How far do these ideas and concepts go back? If Marcus Aurelius, noted as one of the best, emperors of Rome, if he was having these thoughts in his mind that you and I have, I think that's pretty damn amazing, that he was trying to figure out, how can I live a better life? How can I go forward and try to keep in my mind, right? And he talked about a concept, or he studied a concept from the Stoics called memento mori. Remember, we're mortal, not in a morbid sense. Remember, you're going to die, not to get depressed, but to get impressed that we should be living today, full out, full on, full in. That's why I'm here with you, full in, full on. And man, so great to connect with you. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'm glad you're here. Going to be a little shorter today than normally because I have a podcast coming up. Going to have Sabrina Lame on as my guest, Loving Through the Storm, and she has become really an expert on dealing with breakups and marriages and destroyed marriages by SSRIs, antidepressants. It's really an epidemic in the country. Not that many people are aware of it, but we have to make people more aware of it. All right, wait a minute. I got Dak Dog 320 coming on the podcast here. I just had diversity training, DEI, and thank God I did. Before training, I was treating everyone the same. I got you. You know what? Here's what I learned as a sergeant within the LA County Sheriff's Department. You don't treat everybody the same, right? And you shouldn't. Why would I treat my lazy employees, right, my lazy people on my team, the same way that I treat the hard-charging, go the extra mile, willing to come in early, stay late, help me get the job done? Of course, I treat those people a little bit differently. Now, not that I don't want to inspire and lead, right? the lame and lazy to do better, I think that I did a pretty good job doing that, showing my affection for them, my love for them in a way that would try to, get them to live and work the best that they could. I found value in everybody, and I learned from a sergeant friend of mine when I was just a deputy. It was funny. There was people that would come into our team, and they didn't fit well. We were at Universal Studios, and walk in the city walk as deputy sheriffs. And we had a couple of people that came in, and they weren't a good fit. And this sergeant, he knew. He goes, well, you know what? They're not a good fit here, but you know what? This person, they have great value that will really serve somewhere else. I remember this one guy. He didn't fit in well where we were at. It was kind of like during bar closures, it was kind of a nightmare of a lot of force and physical altercations, and this one deputy didn't fit well. But you know what he was an expert at? Photography. He knew all about cameras and photography. And my sergeant got him to a very coveted position at the crime scene tech unit. And he fit perfectly. He thrived there. So really, we just have to, not only ourselves, lean into our own gifts, but if we're leading a team of people, recognize their gifts and put them in a position or place where they can thrive. Because everybody has great value and gifts that God has given them. And so if they don't know enough to lean into those gifts themselves, or maybe they need help getting to a unit or a group, then we can help them with that. And I learned that valuable lesson. And that really helped me. So it's really not good to treat everybody the same, right? That doesn't mean we discriminate or treat anybody badly, but people of higher value, people high of achievers in our life, our great friends who are always there for us, we're going to treat them a little bit better than the people who aren't there for us in times of trouble. That's what times of trouble do. When you're going through hell, two things are going to happen to you. Number one, you find out who your true friends are, because they're still going to be there. They're still going to be standing. And the second thing is, going through those troubles, it's going to immune you to future trouble. You're going to be immune to being thrown off track too much by future trouble, because you can look back and think, okay, look what I've already gone through. I've been inoculated with the experience of having gone through hell before, and I know I can do it again. That's a valuable lesson. Hey, man, I'm glad you guys are here. You're inspiring me. All right, Pops, I love it. Glad you're back, everybody. I don't know. Hey, glad you're here. Maybe you can tell me. I get so many more views, so many more interactions going vertical live in the YouTube vertical mode. And that I did a podcast last night, horizontal, long-form content. Great stuff. I was live. I didn't get the views and interactions that I do when I do this format. But that's okay. I'm going to keep moving on. Keep plowing forward, adjusting as I go. That's how we get ahead in life. We make decisions. We vision where we want to go in the future. We reverse engineer backwards, and we take the next logical step forward to get done what we need to get done. I did a podcast last night on gray ambition. That was what it was all about, and I thought it was great. I thought about, I was talking about Grandma Moses, right? She began painting at 78. Arthritis forced her to stop her embroidery. Did she stop her creative forces? No. She picked up a paintbrush, and then she became one of the world's best-known folk artists. Grandma Moses, starting to paint, age 78. And Hallmark went on to sell millions of Christmas postcards featuring her work. Grandma Moses, an example. You never know. Sometimes our limitation becomes our opportunity. Isn't that awesome? I'm just looking I don't usually have notes on these lives, but I want to talk about some of the things I talked about last night, which was gray ambition. I have gray ambition. Do you have it? Are you over 60? Let me know in the chat. What are some of your big gray ambitious dreams? Hey, you would love to learn? You can start today, my friend. We should always be addicted to learning. It's funny, when we leave school, it's like we never want to open up a book again. And that's really when our real learning, our real education begins. Self-education, baby. That's the name of the game. All right, everybody, it's almost time for me to get ready for my podcast today. Glad we connected. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you're in the right place. I'll see you in the next video.